Kick off with the first one, data released over the European session. What's caught your attention today?
Okay, well, first item on the agenda was actually released yesterday, balance of trade data for China. You might remember they had a shocker last month, and it wasn't a great deal better. This time round, imports were down about 18.8%. This month, after 20.4% fall last month, and exports also dipped. So negative, but taken in its stride really. Chinese equities didn't react. They focused more on the likelihood of a reintroduction of IPOs in the new year. So, and then we came into Europe and German balance of trade, and that was much more positive, a big beat actually on both the exports and imports and the net figure. So that's a sort of feather in the cap there for the German economy. However, a couple of hours after those German trade numbers, the OECD, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, produced its most recent annual economic outlook, or update I should say. The main thrust is that the slowdown in global trade poses a threat to the world's developed and emerging economies, and they cut their global growth forecast in 2016 to plus 3.3% from plus 3.6%. They also trimmed the 2015 number for what it's worth, but I think it's more important to be forward-looking now than worrying about the last month of the year.
Week ahead?
Right, well, a reasonable amount of European data. We start tomorrow with the British Retail Consortium retail sales number for October. Obviously, the health of the UK consumer is quite key to maintaining the momentum in the UK economic recovery. Then we have French and Italian industrial output numbers for September. Obviously backward looking, but nonetheless they do give you some flavour of how those two economies are performing. On Wednesday we've got several key data items from China, but urban investment is one that I'll be focusing on, because this is one of the numbers that makes up the basket of economic activity items that people use to try and get a real handle on proper levels of China GDP rather than the headline government figures. And then on Wednesday as well, unemployment here in the UK for September, and obviously we'll be looking for a further dip in that if you're on the bullish stance of interest rates. Thursday rather, German inflation data for October. Again, it'll be interesting to see what happens there, because stimulating inflation is one of the key things that the ECB is trying to do. If there isn't any proper inflation properly in the German economy, then one wonders how they're going to stimulate it in the underperformers within Europe.